Hello, fellow interwebbers. Welcome to Induction Games. I'm your host, a videographer. Dizzy. That was a dumb idea. Dead Silence. Ghost. Two perks that have always been in Call of Duty and always had good counters and good, how do I say it, drawbacks to using. But in this game, it's slightly different. You don't really lose much by using Ghost. So here's a FAMAS class that I've been playing with. So the Ghost perk, red perks, there really aren't a lot of things here that are leaps and bounds better than Ghost. The ability to be pretty much invisible to UAVs, radar drones, heartbeat sensors, immune snapshot grenades. It's right there on the screen. You can see it. I'm not really good at high streak, so kill chain doesn't help me. I haven't played with point man. I hear that it's not really worth it. High alert, I do like with some aggressive classes if I am trying to go on streak, stay alive, not get beamed from the corner, but most of the time I feel like high alert kills me by me freaking out and looking around more than just simply playing it safe and moving cover to cover. Hardline, if I'm going for tons and tons of UAVs and for a challenge, restock, I never stay alive. So Ghost is the best red perk. Now, the problem is people can run Ghost and just chill in a building and camp, almost never know where they are. So in comes Dead Silence. In previous games, it's also a perk, and you can choose between that and Ghost. I think there's been games where you have Dead Silence and Ghost. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think a lot of games had that, but then you really sacrifice some other stuff like Juggernaut, Martyrdom, in the older games. But it's a field upgrade. It takes time to get, and it's still, I don't think it's perfect. It took a while for them to patch it, so it actually is quiet. And even if you have Dead Silence, if someone is sitting in a corner with Ghost, that they can have the entire game, and your Dead Silence runs out before you run in that building, you gonna die. And a lot of people are saying, make Dead Silence a perk. But we already have a problem there, because we have the same amount of perks for each slot. We have 6. They've mentioned that perks may be added in DLC, which would be kind of cool, but adding one extra perk to one of these slots, that could mess with it. I think it might make the most sense in perk 2, so you could choose either between Ghost and Dead Silence. But I had an idea that I posted on the Call of Duty subreddit, and I actually had a few people. I had one guy who said it was a genius idea, and some other people who were kind of going off on the misconceptions of how Ghost worked in different games, and people getting it around saying the old Ghost is better. But Ghost right now I think is really good, and I don't really want them to nerf Ghost. I want them to buff it by making it a field upgrade and replacing the perk 2 Ghost with Dead Silence that works like the regular Dead Silence does, except all the time, like it did in previous games. It doesn't do the field of view shift like the field upgrade would. It just sits there silently, ironically, as your footsteps are silent all the time. Maybe have an increase in how your footsteps are more silent when crouching and not as silent while walking and sprinting, but still make it a perk so you can sneak around a lot better. There are still patches apparently that are coming around with footsteps, so this might not be best to do right away, but if they swapped them, made Dead Silence a perk, and made Ghost a field upgrade that worked just like Dead Silence, and make it so when you activate it, the Ghost concept is active, kind of like in World War II, the jammer ability in, I forget which division it was in. When it's active, maybe it messes with radar nearby. Maybe it puts a fake dot up to like 10 meters away from where your actual position is, so it lets people know that something's up, but doesn't completely erase you from the radar. Because it would last for a small amount of time, maybe it would be completely fair to completely erase you from the radar, but the idea to kind of make it a slight personal jammer, I think would be really cool, because I don't see a lot of people using the main UAV jammer, and that is really OP. So maybe if they had this, I despise the UAV jammer. I hate that my single little laser shining onto a piece of plexiglass for my weapon sight starts glitching around. That's not how electromagnetic pulses work. But make Ghost a field upgrade and do the same thing. If you get a kill with Ghost, then it continues again, kind of like Dead Silence, and you could stack Ghost and Dead Silence because Ghost would be a field upgrade, but it wouldn't last forever. That would make the personal UAVs and UAVs a little bit more valuable because people couldn't be invisible 24/7. And they might have to buff the fact that even with silencers, when you're shooting with Ghost, with a UAV, shooting with silencers, you still show up. It's really bizarre. I've seen some people mention the field upgrade perk thing, but I don't think I've seen them mention it together and swapping them with that matter. So I thought I would share my idea. Let me know what you think in the comments section. You think it's fine as is? You think we need to wait longer before they mess with it? I know game developers work really hard on balance, and big changes like this really can hurt the game in the long run because it can mess up balance and make things worse. I really think it could help with an anti-camper class, because even with Dead Silence, if you don't have Dead Silence available when you're trying to clear a building for a camper, then you're screwed. They can hear you coming from a mile away. So if you always had silent footsteps, but then chose small moments to be safe from UAVs, you should be good. My mom's over watching the kids. Sorry if you could hear her. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section below. Subscribe if you like the content, want to see more on gaming and Call of Duty and stuff like that. Hope you have a good day, night, life, or whatever.